All right. What's up, everybody? And welcome to Golden Emperium Season 3, Day 3. We are casters for today. This is James.
This is RKM.King.
All right. Hello. What's up, everybody? Good evening.
Welcome,
Hopefully,
welcome.
you are all having a wonderful evening. It's maybe a little bit chilly. It's hot. I don't know. Whatever you're feeling today, or whatever the temperature is in your area. Hopefully, you're all having a wonderful evening. And for all the players who are playing tonight, good luck. Because this is day 3 of Golden Emperium Season 3. And RKM.King,
Yeah.
you have anything to say to our lovely viewers?
Uh, Good evening, everyone. So, yeah, Golden Emperium Season 3 is currently up. And actually, I'm looking forward to seeing more, let's say, arrow storms
Mhm.
and more skills to, like newer skills in general. So
Mhm.
that's what I wanted to see.
Mhm.
Because recently we've had a chance to get an arrow storm related equipment. That's why we want to see it in action.
To justify. To justify. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's Saturday today. Most likely there will be more players playing. So hopefully we'll be seeing more and more action here in day 3 of Golden Imperium Season 3. And like we mentioned in the previous streams, there will be a merchandise giveaway in the stream. All you need to do is to tune in and answer our question, will which will be um, later. Which will be announced later. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to question, comment your answer, and yeah, just listen to the mechanics as we will be going over it later. Anyway,
Yeah.
we are going to
Visit
hide.
us on Facebook. James, visit us on Facebook first, no?
For those of you guys
Yeah.
on Facebook,
On
yep,
YouTube.
yeah. For those of you guys on Facebook, yeah, head on over to our YouTube. Only the giveaway only applies to YouTube. So for those of you guys on Facebook, sad to say, you need to visit YouTube and comment there to join the giveaway. But hopefully we'll be having our giveaways on Facebook as well soon, but not this time around. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm going to be hiding our faces right here as we are irrelevant and we are just extra baggage on screen. I don't know. All right, we'll see you guys after a while. But we're still here. You can still hear our voice. All right.
Yeah.
Just our faces will be gone. All right. Again, King, what are you expecting for day 3 of Golden Imperium Season 3?
Yeah, I want. This is what I really want now. I want JPEG to be more, let's say, aggressive in terms of their attacks. And not to just simply stop midway. Not technically midway, but the last minute of the session. That's what I wanted, but I don't know what their plan is. Because it's really fun seeing them throwing attack after attack. It feels like they can threaten this castle. So that's what I really wanted to see from them. Because for the last 2 sessions, we've seen uh, takeovers of this golden castle. The what's called this, the owners have been passed around between these two alliances, and of course there was let's say an accessory guild trying to you know to hostage this castle as well. So we've seen several different tactics employed. So that's why I wanted to see it through for, let's say, JPEG to continue their attacks until the last second. But again, that is simply wishful thinking because Silver Castle is still being held by JPEG. They really have to secure that. And they understand if they wanted to protect that as early as, let's say, 5 minutes before the end of the session. Because I think it's not fruitful for, let's say, OD in their case to simply pass by the Silver Castle because Golden Castle owners cannot win anything outside of their own castle.
Mm-hmm.
So taking over Silver Castle is not within their priority.
Mhm.
But that's something different for the Silver Castle, no? So they can take over another castle or the Golden Castle if they wish to,
Mhm.
in order
And
to,
yeah,
deny the rewards.
and we see more Constance players this time around here in the
Mhm.
side of JPEG. Maybe because it's a Saturday. It's a Saturday buff, you know, and it's the end of the month buff actually. Exactly the end of the month. So yeah, like what RKM.King said, hopefully we'll be seeing more action here in the day 3 of Golden Emperium Season 3.
Yeah.
What's up to everyone in the chat right now? Hello, Wenzel in the chat, waving hi. Alright, for our viewers on Facebook, guys, it's time to go to YouTube. But, watching in Facebook is fine also.
Yeah.
Right, so right now we still don't see a lot of JPEG members here in the Golden Castle. Maybe they are there in Silver Castle, and nope, they are not. Gunbound Guild is here.
How about
Alright.
the planks, the portals,
Mhm.
right there outside of the two
Alright.
portal schemes? Let's see if they are trying to secure that spot.
Well, we are going to check out the spots, and this spot is defended by opposite day, of course, because the orbs can
Mm.
easily just go in inside the portal and maybe do a little bit of damage in backlines. But right now, we don't see a lot of JPEG members compared to Opus Day and Apollo members. Maybe JPEG is still, regrouping. Maybe not a lot of them are online yet. Because again, it's a Saturday. It's a kind of a rest day for most people. And
How about,
it's the end of the month.
yeah, they might be outside, no?
Might be outside enjoying the fruits of their labor. And just maybe some of them are saving up consumables,
Mm.
can say. Right now we're seeing more members of JPEG,
Okay.
Constance, Opus Day going here.
How about
Crayons
crayons?
also. Well, we only see a few Crayons members. Not a lot of them are online yet. Maybe they re-strategize this time around. Maybe they put their members on JPEG, or maybe they put their members on Constance this time.
True.
But yeah, maybe they have a different strategy in mind. Again, having 3 emergency calls will be nice also for an attacking guild, because
Mhm.
it gives you more opportunities to strike. But again, if your guild holds a castle, for example, JPEG takes a hold of this castle, you won't be able to use the flag warp, and you need to rely on your own movement and emergency call probably from your guild leader to enter the castle really quickly.
Mhm. It feels like Apollo and the OD has a lot of members. So based on their current defenses, it feels like they have the advantage again in numbers now. So even though it's a Saturday, or should I say, since it is a Saturday, so this might be, or this might work in their favor. So
Mm-hmm.
depending on their work schedule, no?
Yep. But yeah, I think JPEG Crayons and Constance are still roaming around, just
Mhm.
looking for picks, looking for some small encounters, just to eliminate a few members here and there, and making sure they pick off some
Oh,
members before going in. But JPEG actually used that emergency call to call all of their members here in before the preempt portal. Not sure why. Maybe they just want all their members here just to regroup and maybe go on with their first attack. And we'll be seeing it in just a bit. Let's wait here. Alright, JPEG going in. Her circle will connect here. And Opus Day, they still have one member here on the portal, but Dragon's Breath will connect here at the back lines of Opus Dei and Apollo. JPEG using that Magnetic Earth to cover their floor right here, while Opus Dei and Apollo are still going with that damage to eliminate the members of JPEG. We don't see a Rune Knight on the side of Opus Dei and Apollo right now to go in the stack of a JPEG. We see some Arrow Storms connecting here the side of JPEG, and right now it's going to be a standstill unless there's going to be maybe a Rune Knight who will go in and just use that ignition break, which we all know is going to be a deadly skill to deal with. Magnetic Earth on the floor got removed. Card cannons will still connect here. A lot of misses from the side of JPEG, and now there goes the ignition break from Opus Dei and eliminating the members of JPEG right here. But I think they eliminated the members here before the pre-ep area, and yes, they did.
When we're talking about ignition break, technically we're talking about Srofo card now. I think that's the best description on how deadly it is. So more than the damage and more than the, let's say, the innate strength of the class, it's simply Aura Blade plus Srofo card making the connection necessary against high resistance players or even the quote-unquote immortal players, no? So portion of the damage, let's say, again, minimal damage coming from Aura Blade is capable of inflicting this status from Srofo, causing the players to not have access to their regeneration and their pots. So that's how they are deadly. But at the same time, as individuals, RKs are not that high of a DPS dealer. So yeah, in a sense, they are balanced in that way. But then again, Srofo is not. So
Strofo is hard to deal with.
yeah,
That's just the reality of it.
yeah, especially wanted to downplay the strengths of the characters now. The card itself is the problem. So yeah. But then again, there are still a lot of ways to, you know, to survive because you have other players, other teammates to rely on. So it's not 1v1 something like that. So just you have to utilize more the same teamwork. So hopefully that exists for our participants today. Because it's really hard to, you know, to find, let's say, that sweet spot in being coordinated, especially if some of your members are not as obedient as compared to
Obedient.
So sometimes it's just a matter of obedience.
Yeah, I think that's when you can say teamwork makes the dream work. I think that's
Very
the best way
cliche,
to say
no?
it.
Very cliche, but
Very cliche, but that's how you really need to do it. Anyway, for a game mode like War of Imperium, I agree that teamwork is really important, as well as comms. We need good comms, massive comms, and strategy to conquer an Imperium, especially with a defense such as Opus Dei and Apollo that they have right now. So if you don't have a good strategy, if you don't have good comms, if you don't have good teamwork, it's just going to be difficult for your guild to do anything in that matter. But yeah, Metal Strength actually casted by JPEG right here, maybe to soak up a little bit of damage right here. There is no Magnetic Earth on the floor, and they will go back right now after casting that Bloody Dust on the floor. And I think they are going to get ready for the next attack.
yeah, Magnetic Earth, sometimes your teammates, you know, accidentally removes their own Earth by using their other skills. So yeah, it's really crucial. So you just have to coordinate and communicate what you wanted to do, especially in situations wherein you're dealing with a lot of, let's say, shadow chasers as well. So yeah, a lot of ground stuff happening. So if you don't have your professor with you, or if you have your professor and and there's no social instructions on how to proceed. So
Mhm.
you might grip each other. So yeah,
Yeah, because
those
even if your teammates Magnetic Earth casted over Magnetic Earth, even if your teammates will cancel out the
mm,
existing Magnetic Earth on the
yeah.
floor. For those of you guys who are not aware of how Magnetic Earth or Land Protector works in RO.
Yeah, a lot of interactions no, include I think including Earth Drive,
Mhm.
uh, even Husband or what was a crazy week, I think. Yeah. So yeah. And of
Yep.
course we have a lot of stuff, shadow chasers who are borderline unfair. No? So at this point they are again they are so-called power creep class.
Mhm. Oh, and they entered, but I think they decided, oh, not yet. But no, 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 they will push in with that. Lightning Walk, their Magnetar getting casted on the floor here for JPEG as they slowly enter. Let's remove our effects to see what is happening right now. We see a lot of misses here coming from the side of JPEG. At the same time, Apollo and the Opus Day are just casting their skills here on the floor to make sure that if one of the members of JPEG, Concepts or Crayons go in, they are ready to deal damage and make sure that the frontliners here on this side will not get damage that much, or maybe Sura will go and use that curse circle. It will be difficult for the frontliners of Opus Day and Apollo to do anything at that time, but Masquerade Weakness casted on that Rune Knight of a JPEG, and because of that, that Rune Knight will not survive the damage that Apollo and Opus Day are.
Like 100% or 101%. And if you remove one of their gears, automatically their resistance will go down.
Mhm.
So even if it goes down to like 80%, that's not. Oh, yeah, was that?
Yep. I'm not sure.
Yes, Nelf,
Yep.
captured by Gunbound.
Yep. I'm sorry. I think we got disconnected a little bit right there, but hopefully we are back for more action. I'm just reconnecting right now. And yeah, I don't know. I think I jinxed it, RKM.King.
Yeah.
I think I
And this
think
time,
I I think I jinxed it. I mentioned earlier that I'm not having disconnections this time around. So I kind of jinxed it in a way. But hopefully we won't get disconnected again and the stream will be fine. By the looks of it, it just got delayed by a few seconds, but everything is fine. And you didn't miss much, guys. Honestly, you didn't miss
okay.
much. Well, I won't be sure because I got disconnected. I won't be sure, but yeah, it's only a few seconds, guys. I don't think you missed much. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like what you can see here, RKM.King,
Mhm.
if you want to sell your stuff, just go outside the
Yeah.
go outside the portal. This
For
is where.
those who have like a bunch of consumables, especially
Uh-huh.
those almighty uh, those power booster stuff. So those damage increasing or stat boost, including the plus 20 foods, no?
Mhm.
So they're going to be like selling hotcakes.
Oh,
Especially,
that Doram is wiping the floor right now.
oh,
Yeah, he's doing some work. He's wiping the floor and making sure no one will go in. Yeah, that's Doram is a little bit hard to deal with, especially if you don't have the resistance for that class, right?
yeah, it's actually harder to reach 100% reduction against NORAMs, but it's possible. No? But
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot harder compared to against them human. So that's why people would want that what you call this, the number two hookah for
Mhm.
resistance against players because that covers Doram as well.
Yes, speaking of the number two, yep, to get closer to the resistance that you need against players in general, that will be humans and Dorams. We have the Golden Imperium Season 3 packs that are up right now. We also have some weekend flash hit packs right here, the all-in-one capture pack, and the BM200, the party pack, which is here in the shop right now. But yeah, like what you mentioned, there is that number two shoes and number two hat, which can only be found here, the packs here in the Golden Emperium Season 3. So if you plan on doing PvP for a long time and join much more PvP events in the future, I think this is your best bet to get the better resistance item for your character.
True.
And honestly, you can roll with those items in any character that you play in War of Imperium. Whether you're a damage dealer, a support class, or maybe just someone that is roaming around, like, I don't know, I can't say a kukre, a thief bug maybe. I don't know. You'll just roam around basically. But you can see ankle snares on the floor, okay? And JPEG going in Diamond Dust will get cast here, but there is that magnetic earth on the floor on the side of Polo and opposite right here. JPEG will try and go in. Madagora Howling Ignition Break will get casted. Ooh, but the casting time of that Ignition Break is going to be hard to deal with. And Ignition Breaks will get spammed here by Opus Dei as they eliminate the stack there of JPEG going in this PM area.
It was a shape. It was an opening that could have gone or it could have worked for JPEG, but then again, Kamandragora Howling is really that kind of a skill. So it's troublesome to deal with, especially if again we mentioned this several times, but I guess that's basically the counter against this Rune Knights without instacast build. So
Again,
yeah,
yeah, if you have like 0.1 second casting time, if you get affected by that Mandragora Howling and you don't have a priest with you,
you'll never be able to cast that. Then.
yeah, you'll see that casting time like what we saw earlier from JPEG who tried to enter. But I'm pretty sure if that Rune Knight didn't get affected by that Mandragora Howling, he could have done a lot of damage to the stack there of Apollo and Opus Dei.
Because basically that's where majority of the damage comes from. They can actually position themselves better. So a lot better than what they gained from their previous attacks. So yeah, a little bit of, let's say, misfortune for that attempt. But it was there, no? At the very least, it was better than the previous one.
And right now, they're trying to deal with the Royal Guard here of Opus Dei, JPEG, and Crayon. They are moving in slowly. We haven't seen the full extent of attack of JPEG like we saw in day 1 of Golden Emperium Season 2. And possibly day 2, the starting hour of day 2. It's not their full firepower, I can say, because earlier, or rather in those early sessions, we saw that they really did have a lot of players. They were ready for any kind of attack that they are, or rather they are going to do. So they have a lot of numbers, they have a lot of people. But this time around, we don't see much of them, just going inside this castle and dealing havoc, dealing chaos against the defenders right here. But maybe at around 10 o'clock mark, we'll be seeing more of them. Who knows? We mentioned this a lot of times before, the 10 o'clock buff. So maybe we will see that, maybe we wouldn't. So time will tell, I guess.
the majority of the attacks since the start of the session was technically straightforward. So I don't know if they're trying to enter through the other two portals, or they have been, stopped by the members of OD and Apollo. But based on the previous sessions, that's where they are successful. So when they can find the angle or the proper, timing in attacking those two portals, as well as the front door or the front portal. So that's where they are the most successful. So there were moments wherein OD simply decided to defend at the Emperor instead of placing themselves in the preempt, just because JPEG and Crayons have been wiping them several times and pushing them back to the Emperor.
Yep.
So we haven't seen that much since OD's adjustment
Mhm.
at the later half of day number 2. So
Yep, and I do like the adjustment that Tuesday and Apollo did. Again, they are really trying to defend that spot that they have in that PM area, which makes it harder for JPEG and Crayons and Constance to do something. Again, they're defending the other portal spots as well, um, more actively now compared to how it was in day one. Day one, they were having a hard time because again, the Crayons would just go in, set emergency call inside, do a pincer attack, and they would have a hard time because they need to deal um, against, they need to face two sides at the same time. So right now, JPEG does not have a lot of manpower compared to Opus Day and Apollo. But maybe they can make something work. Apollo and Opus Day,
obviously,
they're really in this to win this. I think they are aiming for another god item. I can say another MVP card. Maybe another god item.
I think they really, let's say, committed in the Golden Imperium season. Actually, guilds are, let's say, the participants are committed. It's just that there are still more committed people wherein they try their best to show up within the given time frame. And kudos to all this participation. They've been like top notch in terms of attendance. So that's I think the major difference now. Because technically the numbers at the first day, I think they are total no. It's just that over time it feels like the other side is dwindling in numbers, the other side is gaining numbers. So
Well, who knows?
yeah,
Maybe this is a part of their strategy, right?
yeah.
Because we've yet to see a Golden Emperium session where JPEG is on the defending side for a long time. We've seen it in Golden Imperium season 1,
Yeah, season 1.
wherein it was most wanted that time, carrying the Opus Dei logo. Um, just going in and trying to break the Silver Castle, right, for the Silver Imperium rewards. But for the next sessions of Golden Imperium Season 1, Opus Dei, or rather Most Wanted, got that castle, and they were able to defend it for a very long time, and they got Silver Imperium reward. But right now, we're seeing the same thing for Opus Dei, for the previous two seasons now of Golden Imperium, wherein JPEG is always on the attacking side. Maybe they do like to be on the attacking side. Who knows? Maybe this is a part of their plan. Maybe this is a part of their strategy. Or maybe this is how they want to do it. They just want to enjoy playing RO and having the thrill of being on the attacking side and strategizing and eliminating your opponents, playing at your own pace. Maybe this is how they want to play. And regardless of how you want to play it or whatever, it's up to you. just enjoy the game. And we saw an emergency call getting casted here, but I guess it got cancelled. I think that was on the side of JPEG. Maybe they want to try and push or go for that, secret or sneaky emergency call tactic there. But yeah, I think that emergency caller got eliminated right there. Ignition break will get casted here by JPEG. They are slowly pushing in. They still have members online up and running to deal damage here against Opus Dei and Apollo, but they are thoroughly defending the stack right here. But it's always the time that Opus Dei, Rune Knights, and Sorcerers go in their stack that they get eliminated. So I think they need to stop whoever's coming in from behind, or whoever's running in from the portal from behind, or from the flag warp,
Yeah.
to stop that Rune Knight from actually going into their stack.
Technically, it's a lot easier for the defending team to perform the pincer attack because the flag orb is kind of near.
Yeah,
They just have to enter the portal and he is within the stack, no? So, a nice observation. Because that's what technically been happening for the past few attacks, even in the later half of day number 2. So, yeah. But then again, kudos for trying the emergency call though. Because
Yep.
that's how they succeeded in their previous attacks were in. They kinda do a staggered attack wherein the attack, the members got killed, then they will use their emergency calls one after the other. So that's how relentless the attack should be in order for it to be successful. So yeah, hopefully they can pull off everything that they are trying, because they haven't been successful for quite some time now. So
Yeah, and it's always the Rune Knight from behind. Right? It's always the Rune Knight from behind going into their stack and eliminating the the whole stack of JPEG right here. It's always that Rune Knight. When he goes in that portal, just spam ignition break. Someone will get crystallized. That's going to be over for whoever gets gets affected by that crystallization. Traps could work. Traps could work. Again, you're up against a Rune Knight. Maybe traps could work if there is no Royal Guard maybe following. But yeah, it's really hard to say at this point. Again, because Opus Dei has this defense all figured out.
So maybe a dedicated Shadow Chaser for the defense. They just wait for that Rune Knight.
Yep.
So they just have to try everything. So eliminate the things that they can control.
Or maybe have a Sura ready. Have a Sura ready just to cast that curse circle, just to stop that Rune Knight from doing anything else. As JPEG will go in once again. That's a quick attack coming from JPEG. Not giving any time for JPEG, or rather Opus Dei and Apollo, to see that someone's coming. And JPEG will go in right now. We see a member here, a Rune Knight going ignition break, just deep into their stack right now. Ignition breaks will land here. Whoever gets affected by that crystallization again will have a hard time. But if they have Archbishops just spamming those recovery skills, that won't be much.
They have one. I think.
Ignition breaks versus ignition breaks right here. But again, that damage from the side of Opus Dei and Apollo is going to be hard. Again, another ignition break emergency call will get casted here by Opus Dei. And is that Opus Dei? Who casted the emergency call? Was that Opus Dei? I think that was the Opus Dei side, right? I think that was. Oh no. Okay, so they casted that emergency call. Actually, JPEG casted that emergency call. Opus Dei, I saw an emergency call getting casted there at the preempt area, but again, the Rune Knights are going to be hard to deal with if you don't have anyone to stop their entry. So again, a Shadow Chaser, Sura per circle, or maybe a few traps that is easy to counter, but a few seconds can buy you a few seconds of time, which will be okay as well. Yeah, it's just difficult for the side of JPEG right now, but they are doing heavy attacks right now compared to earlier, and I think they are more ready to go for more stronger attacks this time.
But they were able to push a little bit deeper as compared to other earlier tries. It's just that I guess the backline got decimated by random long range kills. So that's how the front line suffered as well. So
Mhm.
hopefully they can find a balance and a push with like crayons. So I can't pinpoint the exact method on how they can bypass this one. Because technically, in terms of numbers, that's not how they can work on this attack. Because they're basically eating the same damage coming from the defenders. So it is best, I guess, to find a way to enter the other portals.
Yeah, I still think that it's better for you to go for a pincer attack if you're on the attacking side, because again you will divide the members in one way or another. Maybe a Sura going in, just a very tanky Sura just going in, moving all out and about, and maybe the members of Opus Dei and Apollo will scatter and go back to the Emp just to catch that Sura, and while the other members are going to attack. But yeah, I think JPEG tried that earlier in day 1 or day 2 of Golden Emperium Season 3, but we've yet to see it here in day 3. But I think they will be doing that again probably later on.
Technically, the rooms are small. The Imperium is technically, quote unquote, more exposed. But again, the alleys, the small alleys before you reach the Emp room is kind of tricky to enter because the defending side can hit you from anywhere. So uh, I am not expecting a chunk of the guild to survive if they wish to walk past that now. It feels like the only way for them to move past this alleys is to either use an equal or to enter through another portal, which is, I guess, hard for them right now since being guarded heavily by the defenders. But again, I just have to try everything. So
Yep, and
I
speaking
guess
of trying everything, RKM King, what our viewers need to try right now is to try and win our live stream giveaway for today, which is, of course, the Golden Emperium Season 3 live stream giveaway. All you need to do is to tune in to the Golden Emperium Season 3 live stream here on YouTube. Listen for the question asked by the hosts, me and RKM King, during the stream, and comment your answer along with your IGN or in-game name and the hashtag Golden Emperium GGH. And the question for tonight is, this is for one tumbler and one sticker each per winner. We will be getting, or three lucky participants will be randomly selected to win exclusive ROPC merchandise. Again, the question is, when the Golden Castle has been occupied by a guild consecutively for 4 times, what mechanic will take place on the 5th session? Again, the question is, when the Golden Castle has been occupied by a guild consecutively for 4 times, what mechanic will take place on the 5th session? Again, comment your answer along with your IGN and the hashtag Golden Emperium GGH.
So your answer should be posted in our YouTube stream, especially for those who are in Facebook, guys. If you want to participate, make sure to transfer to our YouTube stream and post your answers there with the complete information about your IGN and of course the hashtag Golden Emperium GGH.
Yeah, for those of you guys on Facebook right now. I suggest you head on over to our YouTube. But watching on Facebook is fine. But again, you won't be able to participate in our giveaway.
True.
Yep. All
The
right.
rewards will be drawn, James, after the event.
Yep.
So not after the stream.
Yep. The winners will be announced at the end of Golden Emperium Season 3 event. It will be announced both on Facebook and Discord. So make sure to follow those channels and check if your name got selected. And there will be mechanics in that post. So make sure to follow them. If ever you win ROPC merchandise. Alright. Alright. Hello, ROGGs. Hello. Thanks for tuning in. Again, this is day 3 of Golden Emperium Season 3. And the attacks of JPEG, crayons, and consons are still ongoing here in the castle of Opus Dei with Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we just need to see that transformed GTB RKM.King for us to see a castle break here in the Golden Castle right now.
The GTB luck.
The GTB luck. If you ever got transformed into a GTB, maybe it's time for you to go in and attack the castle. Right now, a lot of skills getting casted right here. Just pre-casting on the spot while Sura of JPEG emergency call got casted, I guess. Nope.
Was it really an emergency goal?
No.
Easy.
Maybe character
Timing?
select.
Butterfly.
Butterfly wing, or maybe just retreated. Just scouted, just retreated in a different way. Instead of using snap, just lag out.
Viewing out.
Butterfly wing. Yep. That's one strategy, I guess. But it's longer, but again, you will refresh your debuffs. Make sure you won't get eliminated. Won't waste any pots or Zenny for using the in or whatever you use to heal up. If you have an Osiris card, good for you. If you don't, well, there's always the option of using the in.
But the situation JPEG is in is kind of, I don't know, I think this one is, let's say, kind of fun in a sense, because at the end of the day, if they can still defend or secure the Silver Castle, they're not losing out, or that they're not losing out in terms of rewards. So they have the capacity, or to say they have the freedom to attack the Golden Castle, to enjoy PvP, to play around within 2 hours of the Golden Imperium session, and also to bag the rewards for silver. So that's kind of, in a sense, they are not losing. So yeah, if I were to choose a position, I'd like something like your JPEG is, no? But yeah, it feels like they're the ones bringing the fun in the Golden Imperium session.
Yep, you can see here White Imprison actually getting casted here in the member of JPEG. That's why he's not getting affected by any of those skills, except for ghost attacks. If you get
They haven't seen one.
yep, but he's holding on right there, and JPEG will get eliminated here at the portal. As you can see, it's
Same approach.
same approach, yeah, same tactic. Again, Opstay coming from behind. They're having a hard time dealing with that. Maybe I don't know where they're coming from. Where are they hiding somewhere? Are they hiding here in this portal? They might be hiding somewhere. Are they waiting for JPEG to go in, then use that flag to go in immediately, just to rush in?
They might have comms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why communication is really important in War of Imperium.
Yeah, that's the very least the comms can do, no? So yeah, so the timing is always there. It's sad to see that they're not progressing, because it's not sly, but it's always an available tactic. No? So one side it keeps on attacking, and the other side keeps on implementing their counter play.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on JPEG to find a counter
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, oh, they've been figured out for the last session, I
Mm-hmm.
guess. So yeah, really just need to be a little bit more creative in their approach.
Mm-hmm.
So they can, let's say, uh, force this portal right here and kind of try to enter that place, or
Mm-hmm.
use another, let's say, a GM or guild to, to help them bring more people through
Mm-hmm.
the port by simply using a jumping character. I don't know. It depends on their preference, no?
Mm-hmm.
So of course they can have access to those portals because there's no way that they can bypass that front door.
Yep, especially with the tactic that obviously and Apollo
Yeah.
is doing. Getting attacked from behind is going to be tough to deal with, especially when they just enter the portal, spam their skills.
Mhm.
Again, you have a little bit of immunity when you enter a portal, so you can't get affected immediately by that curse circle, or can't get
Yeah.
affected immediately by any of those disabling skills. So yeah,
Yeah, advantage for the defenders. No?
yeah, a very huge advantage for the defenders. But honestly, if I was to join a War of Imperium session, um, similar take on what you said, I'd rather be on the attacking side because
Mhm.
again, I'd rather have the opportunity to debunk defenses
Mhm.
and dictate the pace of the battle
Yeah.
instead of just holding
Waiting.
or waiting for the attackers here or on my spot. I'd rather be roaming around. If I was defending, I'd rather roam around as well.
You'll get kicked.
I get kicked from the guild, but nevertheless, I
Yeah.
enjoyed. Yep.
That's one thing, no. Some of the games I've been in the past have been really strict in
Uh-huh.
those kinds of situations wherein if they wanted you not to roam around,
Mm-hmm.
you should not roam around, or else once caught, you'll get kicked out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yep.
then
And RKM.King. Um, I guess me joining War of Imperium is more for enjoyment.
yeah,
Probably
that's true.
that's why we're here on this side and not really playing the. Rather than competing, I'd rather enjoy watching, enjoy the
Yeah,
game itself, and do my own thing.
yeah, true.
But yeah, these guys, the our players I hear are playing to complete, playing to compete. Some of them are
Yeah.
playing to have fun. Really, this is
Hmm.
this is fun actually. Competing in a high level situation like this one is fun
Yeah, but the
because.
stakes are actually, let's say, really high
Mhm,
as compared to your regular War of Imperium, because
mhm,
technically the regular War of Imperium does not provide this kind of rewards.
mhm,
You only have access to, let's say, your guild dungeons, and
mhm,
maybe you can get uh, a material for your gods. But then again,
mhm,
this is GGH. So yeah, the castle holders technically are having a hard time with their
mhm,
RNG in getting those materials. So yeah, so having
mhm,
Golden Emperium is really a great bonus to those who are actually playing War of Imperium on, let's say, a weekly basis or
mhm,
whenever it's available. So so this is basically what they do. It's just that they're going to get rewarded with actual bountiful rewards.
mhm.
So yeah,
Yep.
it would be fun for them.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun actually. Playing in a high stake competition like this one. Honestly, for me, just watching the matches, watching everything fall into place. Personally, I'm a very competitive player when it comes to certain games.
Hmm.
Not exactly the type that I will rage and get mad about it, but yeah, I like to compete. I like to try hard in a way, even when I'm at a disadvantage,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I enjoy that. I enjoy those type of games where you know I can compete at a high level with maybe just showing what I have and seeing where I stand among the player base.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in this situation right now for our players, maybe it's the same for them. Just showing off what they have. Some of them are just playing to enjoy. Some of them are playing to for their rewards. Some
Yeah.
of them are just enjoy the thrill of competing. So it really depends on how you want to play it, how you want to um, participate in events such as this one. And like what you said, the rewards are mostly just a bonus for people who enjoy playing PvP. Um, and they want to show off their characters, show off want to have. It's a new goal for the players as well because when Golden Imperium was teased at the start, or rather, I think this was teased on April.
Mm-hmm.
This was teased last April, so there's a long time before it actually started. So players got ready, players built the items for their characters. So
Yeah, people are preparing.
yeah.
Even without knowing the exact thing,
Mhm.
the moment they realized that season 3 is coming, they did their best to, get the items that they need. So those people who sold their previous equipment for PvP, kinda find a way to uh, build their PvP items again.
Mhm.
Because actually, that's how the GGH climate is. So, for this kind of big event for PvP, they're going to procure items, buy items from other players, or farm the necessary equipment. Then afterwards, once the event ends, they're going to try to sell them out or sell them,
Mhm.
or should I say, cycle them out. So some people wanted to secure theirs. So the market for those items is still active. But then
Mhm.
again, since it was announced uh, last April,
It was
people are
teased.
uh,
It was
uh,
just teased, not really
yeah, it was
announced.
yeah, not announced
Uh-huh.
actually. Uh, they tried to get their items back, and we are here again. So technically, some of the more popular items, let's say the end of the world boots, which is actually in the turtle general egg right now, is still selling for quite, let's say, a high price still, despite being rerun, just because it offers a lot of demi-human, or should I say player reduction, and HP, SP, and after custody reduction. So those kinds of items, despite not being utilized by, let's say, the assassins or the guilty
Mhm.
process, because that was is technically theirs. So
Mhm.
some classes are actually utilizing it more. Let's say the Suras, the RKs, and the other classes who wish to have those kinds of
Mhm.
stats. So
Yep.
yeah, the items keeps on cycling. So it's not just for the PvE players, because there are a lot of actually there are a lot of players that kept on asking, what are you playing for if not for PvP? Because this server is not just focused on PvP. A lot of players are actually concerned and wanted to enjoy the PvE and PvE environment. But then again,
Mhm.
these kinds of events, you know, gives the PvP players the fire that they need to, to regroup and to enjoy what they wanted to play for
Mhm.
such a long time. So yeah,
Mhm.
Golden Imperium is like that. No, it's what you call this? It's a signal to what to do with your
Mhm.
gears. So
Yep.
it feels like something like that. No? That the direction of what you're trying to do is highly dependent on the available events. So
Mhm.
that's how I think and how I feel regarding the cycling of items.
Yeah, actually adding to what you just said, our Kim King,
Mhm.
the advantages. Honestly, if they're just really playing for Golden Imperium, again, we haven't had a Golden Imperium season wherein it's the same meta.
Yeah, true.
Golden Imperium season 1 has had a different meta. Again,
Mhm.
the ignition break changes happen during that meta in Golden Imperium Season 1. Golden Imperium Season 2 came the new items, the new updates,
Yeah.
and that's why
Alright.
the Dorams as well. Golden Imperium Season 3 this time. A lot more items were added, and there is now a 185 level cap.
Yeah.
So, the metas have changed. Even Shadow Chasers are making, a lot of Shadow. You can see a lot of Shadow Chasers this time, and traders using Falcon Assault right here to bypass the Demi-Human. But season 2 was a lot more for the Demi-Human and the player reduction. Season 1, not much player reductions. That's why Rune Knight was really dominating. Not a lot of players have access to 100% Demi-Human reductions.
Yeah.
Now, season 3, it's more accessible to players now to enjoy
Yeah.
the PvP environment, especially with our
Okay.
Golden Imperium packs that we have right now in the store. As I'm going to position myself to the right spot. Nope. Alright, I'm going to position myself here as we take a look at the Golden Imperium Season 3 packs. Again, more accessible to our players because, again, of the number 2 shoes and the number 2 hat that is available here in the Golden Imperium Season 3 packs. So pack 1 has consumables, along same with the pack 2. Pack 3 has consumables and Neon Vine Fruits and the number 2 shoes. Pack 4 has the Reset Skill Stick, Reset Stone, Neon Vine Fruits, Genzo Bean, and number 2 hat. Again, the items included in these pack 3 and pack 4, you can say it's mostly just like bonus items, because if you compare the value to the items that you will get from the pack, it's the same as what you will buy the items for individually.
Yeah. But even if you try to buy a similar item with, let's say, similar effects, but you cannot find a, let's say, at that price. So the 6,500 KP is just, I don't know exactly how much it is in Zenny, but then again, it's hard to find a similar item at that price point. So by purchasing those packs, you're basically saving yourself a lot of resources and also providing yourself with a lot of great consumables. Yeah, maybe some reset stones as well.
Mhm.
So that's why they're actually popular. So some players wanted to buy it using their Zen, and some people are wanting to sell their packs as well. So if they can find the right price for it, then uh, I guess that's how things work. But then again, the packs are only available during Golden Imperium sessions. So at the end of this day, it will not be present in the cash app anymore. So you just have to wait for another session for day number 4 for you to buy it.
Mhm.
So in case the event ends at the 5th day, there's no chance for you to buy the packs. Again,
Yeah.
the pack is tradable. Even if you don't have a use for it, you can basically sell them to those who wanted to use the packs for the event themselves.
Yep, and yeah, like what I said, RKM.King, you won't find any other item that will be priced similarly to that one with the same effect. If you have a similar item or have a stronger item, this is still kind of a no-brainer because again this is player damage reduction and not just for
Yeah.
Demi-Human and or Dorams. It's mostly it's players. So basically, both classes are included.
Mhm. Yeah, it's easy to find against Noram or against Demi-Human, but it's hard to find straight up player reduction, especially at 15% player reduction coming from number 2 hat. So that is the advantage of purchasing that. And if you combo it with Mardu card, you're technically getting an unfrozen armor, or should I say, unfrozen gear, and at the same time, you're basically wearing a guard card as well. So there's a chance to frost the attacking opponents. So that's kind of big, especially if your opponent is utilizing, let's say, a Sara card, and they're not wearing anything to protect themselves from getting, let's say, frozen. So yeah, that's going to be a big deal. Of course, some players have a better headgear in the form of, let's say, or climb succession.
Mhm.
But that's pretty, expensive. Like,
Yep. And actually, RKM King, it will free up your card slots for your armor. You
yes,
can now utilize cards such as the Taugunga card,
yeah.
like what you said, the Sara card. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
be open for usage for a lot of players if they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, not a lot of players have it, but for those who have, it's going to be pretty huge if they have
Mm-hmm.
access to it.
Yeah, it basically solves a portion of your issues in the Warfare film setting. It's just that there's no solving shadow chasers.
Well, mhm,
So at this time, no, even if you have like a full chemical protect, you can get stripped.
mhm,
Yeah, there are ways. So it's not technically a say a protection. Yeah, your gears are going to be protected from getting broken, but getting stripped by a masquerade or let's say by a warlock with your accessories, that's going to be a different issue.
mhm.
So
Yep. Hold on to that
welcome
thought,
to
RKMK. But our emergency call just got casted by JPEG right here. Let's see what they will do as they attack the Golden Castle right now. Again, we haven't seen a full attack yet by JPEG for a few minutes now because of the hardships that they are facing just going to this spot in the Golden Emperium, or Golden Castle right now as JPEG
Yes, or
is
here.
going to prepare the attack. Warlock going in first. You can see, oops, Crazy Vine's getting casted right here. I don't think they targeted at the right spot. But yeah, Dragon's Breath will get casted on the stack here of Opus Dei and Apollo. And the thing is, they need to be wary of those coming from behind. Once again, Ignition Base will get casted here by Crayons, making sure that whoever enters this portal will get damaged heavily. Card cannons will get casted right here. They still have Magnetic Earth on the floor. Ignition Breaks will get casted right here. 2 versus 1 Ignition Break coming from the side of Apollo Opus Dei. And it's a battle, JPEG. Apollo and Opus Dei. Just Ignition Breaks right here, as you can see. And it's a Cobalt Archer. It's a Cobalt Archer and GTB battling it out against each other. And yeah, you can see the standstill for both sides right now as Apollo just went in. They have a few members here. Meteor Assaults getting casted here by that Guilty Cross on the side of Apollo. And they are going to get steamrolled by Opus Dei, who just went in, actually coming from behind once again to eliminate their staff. Again,
It felt like it's inevitable at this point, James. That's how I feel because the approach is the same. So if it's the same, the result should still be the same as well.
yep.
So
And I believe it has to do with the manpower that Opus Dei and Apollo has compared to JPEG, Constance, and Crayons right now. They don't have as much manpower as Opus Dei and Apollo for this session of Golden Imperium Season 3. But probably if they do it, it will be a lot harder for Opus Dei to do the same thing.
it's fun seeing Doran playing around with the Sura.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, right now JPEG is having a hard time just entering this castle because of the defenses of Opus Dei right here. And they have a lot of players just roaming around, just eliminating the players, just tearing up their numbers little by little before they can even enter that that preempt or that portal before the preempt area.
I'd like them to try more to secure this part of the map. So it feels like this is their only way
Mhm.
to bypass that alley. So hopefully they can eliminate these defenders. But it's actually hard not to eliminate those at the high ground since they can basically uh, enter the portal. So if the damage is too much, they can basically move out of their way and return.
Mhm.
So that's how they've been like pestering the JPEG offenses in this portal.
Mhm.
So yeah, so these two portals are actually key to what they wanted to
Yep, if they can
do.
secure these portals and make sure that they can enter here, we'll probably get an emergency call coming from either Crayons or Constance just to go along with the attack that JPEG is doing at the front. Um, it will be pretty hard for Opus Day at that time. Just doing the same tactic that they did back in day one of Golden Imperium
Yeah.
Season 3. But now that Opus Day and Apollo is more aware of the portals, it became harder for JPEG to do the same tactic.
Mhm.
And
Also, James, it feels like if you're the defender, you can basically just wear all damage gears at this point,
mhm,
because there's no way that they can bypass the initial alleyway. So yeah, the damage taken by the front lines of JPEG should be that high. So they're basically eating the damage from offensively built characters.
mhm,
So there's no way I think that majority of their characters can bypass that. Maybe a few of them, let's say the elite ones or the fully decked ones, but not everyone is built that way.
mhm,
So in this case, they just have to find an opening for their members to position themselves properly and to attack the back lines that have been causing the deaths of their guild members.
mhm. Yep, and while JPEG, Crayons, and Constance are grouping right now for the attack here in our Golden Castle here in Golden Imperium Season 3. Uh, yeah, I just want to mention that we do have a live stream giveaway. And all you need to do is to tune in to Golden Imperium Season 3 live stream, which is this one on YouTube. Listen for the question, ask with the host, and comment your answer along with your IGN and the hashtag Golden Imperium GGH. 3 lucky participants per live stream will be randomly selected to win exclusive ROPC merchandise. In this case, for this live stream, it's going to be a tumbler and a sticker per winner.
Mhm.
And the question is, when the Golden Castle has been occupied by a guild consecutively for 4 times, what mechanic will take place on the 5th session? Again, when the Golden Castle has been occupied by a guild consecutively for 4 times, what mechanic will take place on the 5th session? Answer the question along with your IGN and hashtag Golden Imperium GGH. Alright, we've mentioned it a lot of times before. That simple mechanic right there.
Yes,
And
simple but very important mechanic,
mhm.
James.
For those of you on Facebook, if you want to join the giveaway, just head on to our YouTube and answer that question. For those of you playing right now, you can join in on the giveaway. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and just join. Maybe it's your time to win ROPC merchandise. And all winners will be announced at the end of Golden Emperium Season 3. And it
Yeah,
will be
only correct
announced. Yep, only correct answers. All
only correct
winners will be announced on Facebook and Discord, so make sure to follow those channels and stay tuned for updates if your name gets posted there. Follow the mechanics on the post and you will be able to claim your prize. And hopefully you'll be one of the lucky winners. And the more live streams you watch and join in on, the more chances of winning.
Mhm.
Alright.
At this point, all these just playing around. So
Mhm.
finding their own little skirmishes around their castle. So it feels like uh, they are really, really want some action, but at the same time, they figured out the offenses of JPEG. So there's no way that they can enjoy uh, waiting. So hopefully JPEG can try another approach.
Hmm? Maybe they're still trying for this kind of approach. Maybe they are going to get lucky, or maybe they just didn't do things correctly on their earlier attempts. Maybe this time around they have a different attempt in mind. They have different strategy in mind, but they are going to get held by that Ignition Break Rune Knights there at the portal. Spamming that Ignition Break, when they make a move, they will get damaged. And as you can see, these Ignition Break Rune Knights have no casting time. That means they won't get affected by that Mandragora Howling. All you can do to stop them is to use that Curse Circle and make sure that Sura doesn't die. Basically.
The RKs are basically waiting for them to enter the portal, and there's no way that they can respond from that kind of attack or that kind of defense coming from OD. Also, with the recent updates and the item introduction for genetics, the class is actually alive and kicking. And of course, as you can see, there's a genetic that is present in the front line of OD. So there's a way for them to remove the magnetic earth in case JPEG can cast theirs. So it's going to be hard for them to counter the defense of OD. So that's why I kept on saying that there should be a different kind of approach. Since this castle Referion is actually should I say has several weak points. So in day one, it felt like the weakness of the castle is getting exploited or getting shown. But then again, the response of OD is that you were able to, close those entrances, hindering the attacks of JPEG. So in this case, JPEG has yet to provide a response to their, let's say, tactics getting countered. So that's one thing that I've been, let's say, waiting for their alliance to respond to. Because at the end of the day, War of Imperium is, say, strategic, requires strategic gameplay. So yeah, we do understand they're lacking in manpower, but then again, there should still be a window for them to, at the very succeed in their initial attacks.
Yep. Actually, War of Imperium is a lot of things. It requires preparation. It requires your gears and stuff like that. Preparation of those things. It requires strategy, and it requires manpower. You need members. You can't run with a maybe 10-man guild and expect to break a castle with 50 plus defenders. Right? That's just hard and insane to do. Honestly. But if you're able to pull it off, maybe your character is just godlike and
Your character is way ahead of the competition. But this time around, I think the players, let's say
the players are almost caught up with one another, honestly.
yeah,
It just
even
depends on
top 1%, no? Even the top 1%, they are within, let's say, same territory in terms of resistances and damage output. Because they can wear every damage available in the game. Because that's how, let's say, renewal PvP is. So it's more about resistance rather than damage. So it's going to, at some point, everyone will be at that same level regardless of the spending power. So maybe one character will have more, say, access to boss cards, more equipment to switch to. But then again, at the end of the day, their resistance will still cap at 100%. And their damage may be, so-so. But in terms of performance, you have your utility classes for that. So yeah, it's more likely to be influenced by teamwork and strategy as compared to equipment.
and yeah, it's just a difficult spot for JPEG right now. If they really want to conquer this castle, I guess right now they're just playing for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, right now it's a difficult situation for them at this point. Unless they get more people to join in, they can, just penetrate this portal side or this side. But with all the defenders, we don't see this kind of defense on day one.
Yeah.
We don't see this defense. And Opus Dei is getting more confident in their defense. Their morale is high. along with Apollo, and they're just gonna keep on defending these spots and wait for JPEG to just push in. And for JPEG, you know, the struggle begins as they enter this portal, because again, it's quite difficult for you to walk going to that preempt area,
Yeah.
because again, yeah.
Yeah. Kaya James, suddenly, the weaknesses of Referion came with strength. So, just because JPEG's weakness in terms of is in terms of manpower, wherein this castle is easily, siegeable by utilizing your manpower. But then again, that's their weakness. So it felt like again, they cannot exploit those weaknesses anymore, since OD decided to relegate more people in defending those spots.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it doesn't feel like a weakness anymore. So it has been highlighted several times in, let's say, day one and early day two.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, right now, as you can see, they're basically sieging against high ground, and people from that portal actually is causing damage to those members of JPEG and Crayons trying to enter the front door. So it's going to be technically harder this time around. They have
Yep.
Dorams now.
Yep, really much harder, especially like for the Dorams of Opus Dei. They're just tearing up the floor basically. Um, we've seen Dorams of Opus Dei just you eliminate the members of JPEG and Crayons with one skill.
Yeah.
So maybe JPEG is lacking some resistances right now, or items to deal with Doram, or maybe it's just not enough at this point. But hopefully on day 4 and 5 they'll be able to find a strategy that works for them to conquer this castle, if they ever do decide go all in on day 4. But this time around it's going to be quite difficult, since they don't have a lot of manpower. But it's still too early to say yet. We still have 43 minutes left here in this War of Imperium session, day 3 of Golden Imperium season 3. So who knows, right? Who knows?
Again, it's not like they're losing, James. No? So, well, let's clear that out. No? It's not like they're losing. It's just that they are not progressing in their attempts in the Golden Emperium.
It's just hard. It's just hard, basically. Because again, Opus Dei can just go in from the flag. When they reach the preempt area, they just go in from the flag, and it's just easier for them to regroup. So it's just really harder for the attempts of JPEG. I guess if they have similar numbers right now, they have the similar manpower. Maybe it will be different, since they can enter different spots. But right now they're quite lacking in terms of players that are online currently to play Golden
Even
Emperium.
the flag map is the pre-flag map is getting sieged. Actually, getting defended by. Oh. So they
No,
have.
actually, if the entrance is already getting defended heavily by Opus Dei, expect that these spots will also get defended.
Yeah.
Again, this is one spot that they can defend. This is a choke point right here. This is a choke point right here. The only way they can enter is if they enter through this portal, enter through the preempt portal, like there at the entrance. There are multiple entrances for that as well. But if you're just going to enter the normal way, this is a choke point, which will be one of the few spots that you can actually defend heavily with a stack.
Yeah. Yeah, but OD decided to clog those portals with more bodies. So that's why it felt like their only choice is to attack through the front door. James, is that your HP?
Yeah, I know.
What was that?
It's
to reflect damage.
It's a royal guard.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, RKM King. Right now, JPEG is playing to enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Again, all they need to do at the end of the day is to capture Silver Imperium, and they still have their streak. Obviously, needs to defend this castle, and they still have their streak, and they're really clearly defending it very well. Along with Apollo, Apollo is just chilling. Most of their members are just chilling there at the preempt area, but some of them are actually going out and attacking.
Yeah, we also mentioned this before, James. No? By attacking the Golden Castle, they're basically protecting their Silver Castle as well. So, yeah, instead of waiting for another set of attackers, let's say from Old or from Apollo, it's better to bring themselves into this castle and threaten to break the end rather than the other way around, because it's a lot harder to defend in the case of a JPEG as compared to attack. So again, this is their best way.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. The priority of Opus Dei and Apollo is clearly the Golden Castle. If JPEG does decide to defend the Silver Imperium, not attack the Golden Imperium at all, I don't think we'll be seeing any battles. I'm not sure if Opus Dei or Apollo will delegate people into attacking Silver Imperium, because again, for those who will attack there, it's just to have fun, basically, just to rattle up JPEG.
Yeah, but I don't think they will give it for free. So they will threaten it possibly, because there's a universe wherein Apollo and Opus Dei can have the Golden and Silver Castle. So that's how I see it. So it's not going to be a simple defense.
But the thing is, if they ever do decide to attack, or let's say JPEG is defending Silver Imperium, right? If they ever do decide to attack Silver Imperium with significant numbers, because there's no way for them to break that castle with only two parties, you can say. It's hard.
Yes, it's a lot harder to see.
Yeah, they will lose out on some of their defenses here in the Golden Castle, in which JPEG can just sneak in. While they're busy attacking Silver Imperium, they can just sneak in, use emergency call, break the Golden Imperium, and the Golden Imperium will be reset. So is it worth it for Opus Dei and Apollo to attack Silver Imperium? Depends on them. But that's how I see it though, and I don't think they're gonna allot most of their members or a lot of their members into sieging the Silver Castle if ever it happens.
But that might be the answer for JPEG's troubles.
Yeah.
If the goal is to solely take this castle or take down the Imperium. But then again, as what you mentioned, it might not be worth it for both sides. So they won't even consider that idea. But then again,
it's risky.
For the spectator, I have nothing to lose. I have all the I have everything to gain. So for that kind of switcheroo, or should I say changes in how they attack or defend their castles, that's going to be a plus for the spectators and the viewers. No? But then again, as what you mentioned, it's not gonna happen, since that's a lot riskier and it doesn't offer any upside. So at that point,
it's a high risk, high reward. It has its upsides. It has its upsides, especially if you're on the side of JPEG. If you're really planning to go for the Golden Imperium, right?
You have to wait for like 5 days.
You need to defend it for 5 days. But again, if your goal is to just break the streak, break the streak, basically. It will be risky, high risk, high reward. You can break the streak, possibly. But again, if the Golden Imperium is also well defended, you don't have any scouts. Again, that situation happened. That Silver Imperium, then Opus Dei and Apollo, a lot of people into attacking Silver Imperium. They can break Silver Imperium. They cannot break the Silver Imperium. They won't be able to break it with just a few members. Because JPEG will most likely have a well-rounded lineup to defend. But again, they can sneak in. They can pretend that they have that castle well defended, but there will be more players attacking rather than defending. So
Yeah, because at the end of the day, James, JPEG's issue is manpower. They are not weak. It's just that they are lacking manpower, and that's it. So as what you mentioned, it's going to be hard for them to, you know, for let's say it's going to be hard for Apollo or for OD to simply send like a few parties just to simply try to break the Imperium of JPEG. That's not gonna happen in terms, especially in the kind of equipment and the kind of let's say uh, power level the players have right now. That's not gonna work. But if OD and Apollo wish to, please do so. I'm going to entertain such such attempts because that's going to give more fire to the stream since we've
yeah,
been
well,
spectating through the Golden Imperium. So how we wish to see some incident in
yeah,
the Silver Castle as well.
yeah, well, I think though RKM King, um, I do think that Opus Dei can't defend this castle alone without Apollo since they lose out on a lot of players as well. Especially
Yeah.
when three guilds are attacking your castle. JPEG, Crayons, and Constance.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say they do decide to take Silver Imperium and defend that castle. Yeah, their members will be split.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Opus Dei comes up with a secure plan to defend this, again, they will lose out on manpower. They will probably not be able to defend the spots there at the side. Um, and just dealing with the amount of firepower that JPEG, Constance, and Crayons has,
Mm-hmm.
that will be difficult. In Apollo, personally, I think they cannot defend Silver Imperium by themselves if
Yeah,
Opus Dei
totally.
isn't there. But combined together, Opus Dei and Apollo, they are a force to be reckoned with. They are unbeatable when it comes to defending their castle again. Um, because of the amount of members that they have currently with two guilds. They have JPEG beat in terms of the firepower and the amount of players that they have, because again at this point most players are neck and neck with one another.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, there may be a few players who are ahead,
Mm-hmm.
but there's only a
They
few
might-
members now. Not a lot of players are going to be ahead against one another this time around.
Yeah. Yeah, I get your point, James. It's just that, uh, well, if if you think about it, no, OD can basically send their members, and the e-caller would stay at castle. But then again, if and when that e-call is cancelled, that's going to grief the castle as well. So
Yeah.
that's not, I don't think that's going to be the best
Just
scenario for
one
the
star emperor just roaming around, just following the e-caller. Oh, you're here. You're
flying
here. Fly kick. I side kick. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's not how these skills roll. So
Mhm.
we're simply talking about scenarios. These scenarios can be completely imagined,
Mhm.
and that's not going to be 100%, or should I say, will never be implemented in how they play their defense and their attacks.
What?
But then again, uh, the layout of Reperion actually should discourage OD into trying to attack the Silver Castle. Because as what you mentioned, uh, the defense for Reperion really requires manpower. And by splitting those manpower, the weaknesses of the castle will then be highlighted. And it's a lot easier to siege Reperion compared to Yesnev. For those who don't know, Yesnev is really basically a set of allies until you reach the Emperor, wherein you can just enter like two
Yep.
small alleys just to hit the Emp itself. So it's going to be a difficult or should be a different approach as compared to Referion, wherein you can basically walk straight to the Empyrean once you are in the Emperor.
Yeah, even the Emperor is a maze in yourself.
Yeah.
So like yeah, it's difficult on both sides. Yeah. And like what was announced, 30 minutes left here in Golden Emperium Season 3, day number 3. And while things are happening here, I think emergency call got casted. Or no, I think it was just a wipe.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just a wipe basically. But yeah, while things are happening here at the entrance of Referion, yeah, I do want to mention that we have a giveaway ongoing. All you need to do is to answer the question: when the Golden Castle has been occupied by a guild consecutively for 4 times, what mechanic will take place on the 5th session? Comment your answer along with your IGN and the hashtag Golden Emperium GGH. Only comments on YouTube will count. So for those of you who are watching on Facebook, head on over to our YouTube to have a chance to win some ROPC merchandise. The lucky participants per live stream will be randomly selected to win ROPC merchandise, and all winners will be announced at the end of Golden Emperium Season 3. For this live stream, it's going to be a tumbler and a sticker for each winner. Yes, and make sure to follow our Facebook and head on over to Discord for more announcements about the giveaway at the end of Golden Emperium Season 3, as the winners will be announced there. Right.
Yeah, also James, no? Since we're talking about the maps, so that's why the selection of the Golden and Silver Castle has always been randomized, because the layout of the castles actually play a great influence on how the castles will be defended and attacked. So again, this time around, the Golden Castle is at Referion and the Silver Castle is at Yasnel. So this is not intended. Again, this is randomized. So yeah, by having this kind of setup, one guild is, let's say, so this is the layout itself is a deterrent to the attacker. So in the case of Listener, so yeah, that's how the maps actually play in terms of sieging. So in the past, I think some maps are a lot easier to work with in terms of the defense. Or should I say, in season 2, I think it's actually pro defenders. If you can still remember, the Golden Castle was like a lot easier for the defenders, since they can basically camp the choke point and have their flag warp as well. So that is something that really influenced how that place is defended. So hopefully in the future, we get something like the Yesnef being the Golden Emperium as well. Yeah, because yeah,
Yep, and yeah, we don't know for sure actually what happens in the season 4. Yeah, there might be different mechanics.
both too.
It might be the same mechanics, but of course the castles will be randomized. Okay, we had a castle reveal stream that happened
Yeah.
for the castles to be picked. Basically, it was a live duck race. It was a live duck race, and just if you favor a castle, just cheer for your favorite duck. for the for the for the castle stream, or for the castle announcement. But yeah, maybe it might be different in the next season of Golden Imperium. Maybe it won't be, but who knows? Players are having fun. we're having fun as well, even with all the things happening here in Golden Emperium Season 3, Day number 3. Alright. So,
So
right now... Hmm?
this transformation scroll games, they're one of the, say, more entertaining elements of the Golden Imperium season. So in the past, I think
But
these
hold on
are
to that thought, RKM.King, as JPEG has casted that emergency call. And they are buffing up, getting ready for the siege. But again, Crayons won't be there, Constance won't be there to help out in their cause. Oh yeah, a few Constance members will be here. But let's see what will happen as the members of Opus Dei are just roaming around. They're at the entrance and they're at the portals. Maybe it will be in their favor this time. Maybe not. Let's see what will happen as they go in for this attack. We're just waiting for them to enter. Okay, a few of them are entering. Gates of Hell will get casted here on that genetic, but that genetic won't get taken down that easily. Magnetic Earth on the floor right now. Millennium Shield will get casted as they are entering. Dragon's Breath will get casted right here by JPEG, and as the members of Opus Dei and Apollo are a little scattered right now because most of them are just roaming around. Some of their members will be able to go in. Ignition Breaks will get casted here beside the defenders of this castle, but Opus Dei will penetrate the defenses or the stack here of JPEG as well, and
Apollo.
same thing that happened earlier. Just attacking the stack there of JPEG with Meteor Assault, with Ignition Break, with Earth Drive, with Overbrand, with Fatal Menace. It became difficult for JPEG to do anything. Because again, it was a great effort for them. They got their emergency call in. They entered the castle. And again, with the sheer amount of firepower that the defenders have right now, it's a little difficult for JPEG to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same story from the previous attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the very least, they're still trying now. So, hopefully, they can find a way to shut down those who are sneaking in their stack. So that's the only, I guess that's one of their struggles. Because this time around, they even brought Royal Guards to remove their magnetic earth or their land protector. No? So, but they got wiped.
Emergency
because-
call? Oh, okay. So,
okay,
Manhole casted by... I think it was their side as well. It casted Manhole. Okay, emergency call. And let's see what will happen. They will probably go in. Let's see on this side. Okay, Crayons will go in and attack the stack here. But again, they don't have a lot of firepower compared to JPEG, and there is no attack coming from this side. So it's only a one-sided attack here coming from Crayons, but it was a great effort coming from their side. If they can do that along with the attack of JPEG on the front,
Yeah.
I think this will be a take. This defense will get penetrated though.
Yeah, nice attempt for science.
Yeah, but at least they tried it.
Yeah.
It kind of worked. It split up the defenses of Apollo and Opus Dei here. On this side, they looked at it. The defenses were not here on this side, on the entrance of the preempt. And if they do that along with the emergency call of JPEG, then maybe Constance will be here or anywhere else. That would be great.
So they can actually hide there, no? After pushing. So hopefully they can secure one side and all. Because at that point, it's going to be hard to always rely on your emergency call. It's just that you need your emergency call to create an opening for a JPEG to to tear up the defenses of OD. So that's one thing you have to consider doing. So it's just that again, that was a nice attempt. So it was a different, let's say, approach as compared to what they're doing earlier.
Yeah, and I like what Crayons did right there. They use that Doram, emergency call, then manhole,
Yeah.
just for that Doram to not get hit by anything else. That cancel that emergency call. And yeah, they pulled that emergency call off. They
Yeah,
had a few
next go
members
around.
here. But again, not enough firepower to attack. And if their attack was followed up by, or was joined by an attack of JPEG there at the front,
Mm.
it would have been a different situation right here. Opus Dei are now more aware that they should defend this spot and not allow anyone to go in. But again,
Um, yeah.
if they can
So
wipe
yeah.
out the members right here, that will be good for.
Yeah. So now, Odis allotting more manpower at this portal.
Mhm.
So that should go well for the attack of JPEG because they will have, let's say, a little bit more, a little bit less of defenders. So yeah, so by triggering, let's say, that kind of approach, or by forcing OD to move their defenses, they're creating openings for their attacks as well. So
Mhm.
that is commendable because that technically created a different result, or should I say a different response, although the result was the same. But then again, if they can compound those attempts with their other attacks as well, so they can, I guess, create a more, say, successful attacks in the future.
Yep.
So
They tested
yeah,
it for science, I think.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
for science mostly. And where are they going? Ignition Blade versus a Picky Peck
Oh, yeah.
right here. And yeah, just going around eliminating members one by one. And let's see, will they go on this side? Because this side is heavily
Yeah.
defended. But I guess if you can go in and attack this spot, it will be good for your side as well.
Mhm.
Okay, we see a Guillotine Fist. Like I said right here, not enough damage to take down that Apollo member.
Yeah. The Guillotine Fist is not the same.
Yeah, with the resistance of players,
Yeah.
it is not the same. But if there is an item that can, you know, make sure that resistances won't take into
Trigger.
account, then Guillotine Fist is going to be a powerful skill that Suras can use. But again,
Yeah.
Suras already have a powerful skill that they can use, which is Gates of Hell.
Yeah. It's
So,
just that it doesn't. The Guillotine Fist doesn't have the kind of upside that GOH has, which is
Mhm.
again a portion of it bypasses the resistance.
mhm.
Well, very fitting for a third class skill. So it's just that not all classes have that kind of say mechanics in them. So that's why there is only a few classes who are considered to be immortal killers in
Mhm.
that sense. No? So
Yep. And yeah, I think JPEG is now going to hold the Snelf instead. And I don't know, we might see another attempt. Maybe this is just some trickery that they are using.
diversion.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know if Opus Dei and Apollo will allot some manpower to attack this castle. Who knows? Who knows? But they are going to defend this. I think they are going to secure this castle for this round and not go for the attack on Golden or the Golden Castle this time around to secure some potions or save up some potions. We still have 16 minutes remaining here in this session.
Right, it's possible that they already got the information they needed from that attempt. So for today, for day number 3, they were able to get an information wherein they can actually use for the succeeding days. So sometimes you just have to, allot days to gather some very important information to better your approach next time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So at the very least, day number 3 is not an empty attempt for JPEG in that sense.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, only a few Koreans members are going to go back and attack. And yeah, Opus Dei and Apollo are just going to defend until the entrance of their castle. All right.
Also, James, in case JPEG, takes over the Golden Castle at the at the fourth day, it's going to be a lot more painful, no? Because that will technically remove the opportunity for the Golden Castle's rewards to be to be present in the server.
Well,
So
it removes the possibility of JPEG getting that Golden Emperium Award.
yeah,
Uh, or rather, Opus Dei from getting
Opus
that
Dei,
reward.
yeah.
Because they're the ones defending the Golden Imperium. And the only way for them to get a reward is to capture the Silver Imperium. So if JPEG manages to conquer the Golden Castle in day 4,
No chance.
yeah, the defense of Opus Dei and Apollo will be all for naught for the past 3 sessions, basically. So maybe we'll see in the 4th session. Maybe we'll see.
Was that JPEG's evil plan?
I don't know. Maybe it might be because it's better than attacking for the highest. Just making sure that no one gets something. Well, they just don't want anyone to get anything, right? Maybe
Yeah.
that's their plan. Maybe that's what they want to do.
The season 2 has been bountiful for both alliances. No? So might as well season 3 is something different. This time everyone is evil.
Yeah, this time no one wins. Basically.
No, it's always GGH wins. No? If that's the case. But then again, I don't think this players would want that kind of result. But then again, it's not off the table.
Well, who
even
knows? Who knows? Who
evil
knows,
plans
right?
are always welcome.
Yeah, maybe that's their plan all along. Just to make sure no
Yeah.
one gets anything. They're satisfied with their items. They're satisfied with what they have. They don't want any other guild to get anything. Basically,
Well, to be fair, no, if you're an MVP card holder, uh, there's a portion of you that would want those MVP cards to not be present in the server.
you want to monopolize it. Basically,
Yeah, because if it's not yours, then the value that the MVP cards you're holding will quote unquote let's say lesser than it once was. So there's that kind of evil approach to things. But then again, we're simply joking around. No?
oh,
Don't take it
it really depends on how they want to do it. Depends on how they want to do it. If they want to do it that way, it's up to them.
Yeah.
If they want someone to get a reward, basically, if they conquer the 4th session, then it will just switch ownership and they will just let JPEG, take the castle until the 8th session. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they won't let that happen as well.
Yeah. Yeah, as creatures of chaos now, we welcome such event. So that may not bode for the betterment of the players. So that's not for them. That's for us, the spectators, the casters, and the casual viewers as well. Those who don't have stakes in this event.
Basically for the lovers of chaos, if you want to see chaos, suggest that to your favorite guild. Just conquer it on the 4th day. Maybe something will happen. Just make sure no one gets a reward, and you can see the cursed circle right there. I'm a JPEG, and yeah, if you all that you want is chaos. Yep.
I think
Suggest
we can
that.
give those.
Suggest that to your favorite guild. Anyway, what's not chaotic, RKM King, is our Golden Imperium Season 3 packs that we have in our cash shop. So check it out by going to the cash shop and just go to account limited. You will see it right here. Golden Emperium Season 3 packs. We have packs 1 to 4, in which pack 3 and pack 4 has items that you can use for PvP situations. Number 2 hat and the number 2 shoes. These items are really great for PvP, like what RKM King said. There is no other item with the same value that you can get currently in the server. So basically, this is the very best you can get for this price. Alright, so
Also-
these Golden Imperium Season 3 packs are only available only on Golden Imperium Season 3 War of Imperium 1 day. So it will be available until 11:59 p.m. tonight, GMT plus 8 or Singaporean time.
Yeah, also James, do not forget that the other packs, let's say pack 1 and pack 2 has food buffs and consumables that can actually help you level, especially the life potions and the shiny scrolls. Again, those are very valuable defensive tools that can sustain your grind as well. So don't take that for granted. It's just for PvP. They
Yep.
can be utilized as well for
Uh-huh,
regular.
uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. And speaking of leveling,
Wait
we
a
have the
minute.
only one
Wait
Kafra
a
pack and
minute.
BM 200 pack, and they have people right here, right now, and this is the chaos that we are hoping for. And hopefully, the Golden Castle is up for grabs right now. But I'm pretty sure that won't happen as they are going to enter this castle right now. And as you can see, with not a lot of manpower. Oy! Okay,
Okay, 1-0.
I was at a spot wherein I can't really do anything, but we can go in very quickly right here. My potions didn't work. But Opus
Well,
Day will secure this spot right here. Sura will actually go inside. And we can see Adoram going in, and they are breaking the Imperium right now. And wait. Where is JPEG? Where is JPEG? Are they here? Are they here? Are they anywhere close? Are they in the Golden Imperium? Where are they? Alright. Okay, they're not here. They're not here. So Opus Day members are going to break.
Cleanser.
Oh yeah, Crayons are here. JPEG is here. Okay, so they are going to defend. They are going to use an emergency call. Okay, so no chaos will unfold
Okay.
at the Golden Imperium right now. We got excited, okay? We got excited. I thought it was going to be exchanged, and chaos will follow. Right, but
But there's still 8 minutes left, James.
yeah,
It's still,
there's still time.
yeah, it's
If
still
they
not.
if they use their emergency call, they still have time. Last 3 minutes, maybe emergency call the Golden Imperium. But, well, who knows? But this castle might break anytime soon. And Opus Day and Polo are just steamrolling here in this castle, and they have members just rolling in. Emergency call getting casted by Opus Day actually. Emergency call getting casted by Opus Day right here. Or yeah, it wasn't Crayons because Crayons just casted the emergency call. Okay,
Yeah.
Opus Day using that emergency call. So I'm not sure if that's the second guild of Opus Day or if that's the first guild, but that Shadow Chaser, I don't know if it got taken down.
Yeah, this setup would be fruitful if Apollo can break the Imperium.
Mm-hmm.
So it would feel a little bit empty if the taker is from or the breaker is from OD. Because again, they are not allowed to hold two castles. Should I say they are not allowed to get two rewards
Mm-hmm.
in the form of Golden Imperium reward and the Silver reward. So that's not how the mechanics work. So if
I think maybe JPEG got a little complacent right here, not expecting Opus Day and Apollo to send out their firepower to attack this castle. But yeah, if they really want to take this Silver Imperium castle for themselves, they need to quickly head on over. I think
it
they
would be a little bit
yeah, I think this is the
difficult.
second guild of Opus Day casted that emergency call right there.
It would be a little bit difficult because the requirement is that Apollo should take this castle.
Mm-hmm.
So it would give time for JPEG and for players to defend this. Or if they are going to follow our suggestion regarding chaos and evilness, no, they can basically
Yeah,
do it.
I'm actually checking. I'm actually checking. Are they here? Are they anywhere else? Where are they? I don't no. I don't think they're ready to attack the Golden Castle.
Yeah.
So maybe yeah. I think the best bet for them is to just give this castle away. Then just retake it.
Mhm. Again, the best ending is for Apollo to take this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's see. It's captured by
It was
most
post one.
wanted.
Okay.
Okay, so But it had the same logo as Opus Day. And the name was Opus Day. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a different member that we just didn't see. That is from the Most Wanted Guild. I'm not sure.
Well, at this point, we have no idea. Because there's no way for us to check each individual characters. But then again, technically the same idea as what I mentioned earlier. But it should not be from
Opus Day,
Opus
yeah.
Day.
Yep, and I think what JPEG needs to do here is to, push for that last minute attack. I think they were not expecting, you know, Opus Day and Apollo to go attack this castle really.
Yeah, because I felt that it was a little bit early for them to retreat because they actually gave them 15 minutes of free time to decide whether to try and siege this castle as well. So this time around, they quote unquote surrendered way too early in attacking the Golden Imperium. That's why this kind of window is open for Apollo and OD, or should I say both wanted. So yeah.
Yeah, we only see one member of Most Wanted here actually. Yeah, there's only one member of Most Wanted there.
That's why I mentioned as well that the best defense that the Silver Castle can do is to attack the Golden Castle so that these kinds of ideas don't cross their minds. Yeah, because attempting to retrieve this would take them a little bit more time, I guess, because there's only 4 minutes left, or under 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes and a few seconds left before this War of Imperium session ends, and they are not holding the castle right now. And if they can't break this defense, if they can't get emergency call in, I'm pretty sure they will be able to cast one more emergency call before the session ends, because it was casted 8 minutes before the session ends. So they still have 3 minutes before it ends.
Yeah, at this point, I won't mind if Crayons can take the Imperium as long as they keep the streak going for their alliance. So again, the streak will reset, but then again, it's a lot safer for the castle to be at their own alliance rather than going to some other guild, let's say for Most Wanted. Because basically the streak will still reset. So that in that case, they don't have the control on what's going to happen to the Silver Castle.
Yep, and this is one of the benefits that you have if you have a lot of players playing for Alliance, right? So you have you can take this castle and you can delegate the proper firepower here. I don't know, maybe JPEG had their hands up when they attacked, because we didn't see a lot of skills getting casted when Opus Day and Apollo just entered the Emp Room, and there's only 2 minutes left before this War of Imperium session ends.
They still have a chance if they can recover this. Day 4, day 5, day 6.
Yeah, but I think Apollo used that emergency call. I think Apollo used that emergency call to defend this. Yeah, if they're not going to go all out on this attack, this will be difficult for JPEG. And technically, they can just use their emergency call here to make sure JPEG doesn't get anything.
Did they regroup a little bit too late?
I think they were regrouping too late. I think they had their hands up, thinking that no one will attack their Silver Imperium. But again, it was a little too early, 15 minutes, and they are getting steamrolled by Apollo and Most Wanted Opus Day right here. I don't know if they can even capture this. We only have a minute left before this session ends. Oh,
So
and I got disconnected last minute. Oh my goodness. Wait, don't
As is tradition is.
don't give me.
Will this be part of the tradition for our Golden Imperium Sis where you get disconnected at the end of the session?
Wait, don't give me that final. Okay. No, I don't think they will be able to take this. Yeah, they won't be able to take this. And the War of Imperium session is over. Yes, Delv got conquered
It got
by
nipped by Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. So yeah, Yesnelf owned by Most Wanted. Referium still owned by Opus Dei. And JPEG will lose their streak here in Silver Castle.
A little bit painful, no? No,
Mm-hmm.
no, no, not that bit. It's going to be painful because it's going to be hard to contest this one because technically Most Wanted is still part of the OD Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as the Golden Imperium ends its streak, uh, their whole army would
Mm-hmm.
probably be here at Yesnelf.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a misplay, I guess, on their part to be that lax.
Yep. Or I don't know. I don't know what JPEG was thinking or what their plan is. Uh, yeah. I will reveal our faces first. RKM.King. Okay. Yeah.
You will
So
reveal our confused faces.
yeah, I don't know what they're planning. Honestly, I thought they would be using that emergency call to conquer this castle and take it back. But I guess some members left already before the session even ended. Because again, they lack the firepower and manpower compared to the previous two sessions we saw in Golden Imperium Season 3. Again,
Yes,
most want... Hmm?
some guys are actually kind of AFK in that regard, as what you mentioned. It
Mhm.
felt like they already, I don't know, moved on from what happened earlier.
Yep.
So I think for the past 2 days, the sessions actually ended after, let's say, JPEG stopped stacking and people just waited for the event to end without any fanfare or without any chaos. This
Yep.
time around, it's kind of different because, as what you mentioned, it's going to be hard for a number of parties to simply take over a castle. But Apollo and Opus Dei came in prepared. That's not their usual attacking manpower. So they basically brought a large portion of their say manpower to basically secure this castle. So
Mhm.
uh, it's kind of hard to recover as well
Mhm.
because as what I mentioned earlier, it felt like right after the Imperium was broken, their regroup was kind of slow.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. It kind of felt like they are lax, assuming that Apollo and OD will not defend
Yep.
their castle. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in the next session, Opus Dei and Apollo will still be prioritizing the Golden Castle. This is just a bonus for them that they got this and broke the streak of JPEG. But also on the side of JPEG, they don't have the additional burden to conquer this castle anymore.
Mhm. All in.
That's one thing. They can go all in.
Yeah.
And if Opus Dei and Apollo wants to keep this castle for the additional rewards, they need to defend this until day 7 of Golden Imperium Season 3. But same goes for JPEG. If they do want to get this reward, they need to conquer the next session. They need to defend it until day 8. So it all depends on how they want to do it, what they want to do. If they don't care about the rewards, if JPEG doesn't care about the rewards, it's up to them. But yeah, the streak got broken here in the Silver Castle. I think they were too complacent that no one's going to attack, like what you said. No one was going to attack this castle, and maybe they have their hands up. They just don't have enough members right now. But again, this gives them the opportunity to go all in on the Golden Castle and maybe break that and maybe break the streak that Opus Dei and Apollo has on that castle. But in
But they
order
just
for
have
them,
to break it once, right? You just have to break it once.
Mhm.
It's not necessary to defend it. I mean, it's enough to like break the streak
Mhm.
and let the rewards go. So,
Yep.
so,
But
there's
in order for them to do that, they need to go all in.
Mhm.
They need to, you know, use all the connections they have to get people online on that day, and it's going to be a Tuesday. Day 4 is going to be Tuesday. That will be on June 3. So yeah, depends on what they want to do.
Yeah.
Depends on how they want to do it. We'll see it on the next session. But before this session ends, again, I want to remind you guys of the live stream giveaway that we have. Um, all you need to do is to answer this question: when the Golden Castle has been occupied by a guild consecutively for 4 times, what mechanic will take place on the 5th session? You need to comment your answer along with your IGN and the hashtag Golden Emperium GGH here on our YouTube stream. 3 lucky participants per live stream will be randomly selected to win exclusive ROPC merchandise. In this case, for this live stream, it's going to be 1 tumbler and 1 sticker per winner. And all winners will be announced at the end of Golden Emperium Season 3. So if Golden Emperium Season 3 ends on day 4 or maybe day 5, that will be the end. Or rather, that will be the end of the giveaways as well. All right, so I will give you time to, comment your answers. For those of you guys who joined the War of Imperium event, you can join in on the giveaway as well.
Also,
Alright.
James, in case this event wherein Most Wanted took over this castle, it allowed, let's say, the stream to have more giveaways. So,
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
so yeah, so in case Most Wanted or this alliance the alliance would want to defend this, this will allow more giveaways in the next sessions. So again, expect more. So let's see if Most Wanted defended this. If Most Wanted can defend this in the next session, I can say that it guarantees another day of giveaway. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully our Facebook friends would join us here in our YouTube stream as well for their participation.
Yeah, so, well, there's going to be a minimum of 5 days in Golden Emperium Season 3 regardless because of the mechanics that we have for Golden Emperium Season 3. But yeah, RKM.King, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Again, I want you guys to join in on the giveaway. So the more of you guys who will join in, the merrier, and we'll have a wonderful time in our stream as well. All right, so just join in. We can work things out on how the giveaway will go and how many giveaways we'll be doing because of the Golden Imperium sessions that we have. And I do want to remind you guys that we still have the Golden Imperium Season 3 pack still ongoing until 11:59 p.m. Singaporean time or GMT +8. So make sure to check them out and buy if you need to or if you haven't already. Okay. I think that will be it for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. And RKM.King, anything you want to say?
I guess I said everything I wanted.
Yeah, you said a lot already.
Yeah, I said a lot already. But then again, thank you very much for watching with us, and of course for tuning in our YouTube and Facebook stream. So I guess this time around, we're going to have our own rest as well.
Yep. And with that said, guys, thank you all for tuning in. Next session will be on Tuesday, June 3, 2025. Of course, only here on the Grab the Game Hub YouTube and ROGGH or Ragnarok Online GGH on Facebook. And stay tuned for updates. Follow the pages. And yeah, that's going to do for tonight. We are your casters. This is James.
This is RKM.King.
And till next time, it's going to be on Tuesday. We'll be having more fun watching the action happen. Bye, guys.
Yeah, let the chaos unfold, guys.
Yep.